So I just got done with a zone 2 cardio session, about 40 minutes long on the bike. And that's just one example that I have today of how entrepreneurship, being a business owner, honestly being obsessed with something overall. So not even just entrepreneurship, but just obsessing over achieving one simple thing and how that is a blessing and a curse, right? And I'm going to speak on entrepreneurship. But like I said, it can apply to many different things in life if you're obsessed with it. But how it's a blessing and also a curse at the same time is because you are just constantly thinking about it, right? Like with entrepreneurship for me, it is one of the best journeys I've ever been on. I've been an athlete my entire life. That is also has been one of the best journeys I've ever been on, right? But with entrepreneurship specifically, I'm just so obsessed with constant progress, right? And when I'm not meeting the standards that I hold myself to, I get very frustrated. I get angry at myself, right? Because I set that standard so high. And when I'm not meeting those expectations, obviously, I'm gonna get frustrated with myself, right? But how it's a blessing and a curse, again, it's a blessing because it's one of the best things that I've ever done. I make money doing what I love to do, which is online fitness coaching. I get to work with people who are thousands and thousands of miles away from me, and I still get to work with them, right? And I still get to change their life through helping them with their health and overall fitness, right? And that's why it's a blessing, but it's a curse at the same time because I that is all I think about. When I'm not playing soccer, when I'm sleeping, and when I'm watching a movie, I'm not. Any other time throughout the day, all I'm thinking about is how I can improve my business, how I can build, how I can scale, how I can progress. And for some people, I bet that can be detrimental, right? If you obsess over it too much, I don't want to get too grim with it, right? But you know what I'm referring to. It can suffocate you, right? You can drown in the thoughts of not succeeding, and that could lead to some pretty fatal things and serious things. But for me specifically, it is just always constantly on my mind. Sometimes it is so exhausting, but it's just on my mind. I just was doing that zone 2 workout, and the whole time I'm trying to watch a YouTube video. I guess I'm learning, right? It's about business. I'm watching a YouTube video on someone that's already achieved something that I have. But again, I can't go a second without thinking about the business. And I love it and I hate it. Sometimes it's exhausting, but most times I wouldn't have it any other way. It's the best thing in the world. I'm obsessed with progress, and this is only one element of my obsession. I'm obsessed with soccer. I'm obsessed with my own health. I'm obsessed with being a better business owner. I'm obsessed with being a better son, a better brother. Soon, eventually a better husband, a better father eventually. And so it's such an amazing thing. Like I said, entrepreneurship for me is only one example of how overall the idea and the feeling and the situation of obsession and of obsessing over something specific, it's a blessing and a curse. So this is a short one, just something I had on my mind right now of how I can't get business out of my mind. And if there's other people out there kind of experiencing the same thing, I'd love to know, right? Because entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey. Maybe there is, you have entrepreneurship friends, but, we all have our own experiences at the end of the day. And it's really a lonely journey. Even if you have a team behind you, even if you have a spouse, right? Being an entrepreneur in the end is always pretty lonely. It takes a certain type of person. I've come to realize that not everyone is built for entrepreneurship. Not everybody even wants to be an entrepreneur, right? And that's another reason. But like I said, this is just an idea that I had in my head. I wanted to speak it out loud, but that's all I have. So now after my zone 2 for 40 minutes, gotta go inside, eat up. I'm starving. I gotta drink a ton. It's probably 85, 90 degrees out here, so I sweat a bunch, which means I lost a lot of electrolytes, a lot of water fluid in my body. So now I gotta go replenish it. People probably think I'm funny. If you can see the reflection, I'm holding my big ass camera out here. My phone was gonna die, but now I'm just rambling. That's the idea of today's video. Be obsessed, be delusional, be aware that it's okay to be different. And yeah, keep grinding. We keep moving forward.